Yo, what is up, guys? Joker bringing you another video, this time actually with some good news. So, shortly after my last video, GGG realized that it was a bad idea to not release any content for the core game in 8+ months. So, they made an update post. We announced last week some unfortunate news regarding the timeline for 3.26. Essentially, what we were told is that there wasn't going to be a 3.26 anytime soon, that they moved all assets over to working on POE 2, right? All the devs were working on POE 2, and it was going to stay that way until they were happy with the state of the game. They essentially realized that that was a mistake. I don't know if it was like the community's response or what, but since then, they moved some of the devs back to work on PoE 1 stuff, and they have people working on a 3.26 as well as a mini 1 month event. This event is going to help fill the time in between now and when they have time to get something together for a 3.26. But essentially, what this event is most likely going to be a restart of another Necro Settlers League, but all 19 of the ascendancies are going to be changed, right? There's 19 ascendancies currently in Path of Exile, but this is going to change all 19 of them to some brainstormy ideas like they show here, like they said, that never really made it anywhere. So I'm assuming these are either going to be just stupid, funny gimmick ideas or incredibly overpowered and they couldn't justify it. So they have two examples, and they said they're going to be releasing more as time goes on, right? But today we got the Witch Harbinger and the Duelist Gambler, which kind of inspired the thumbnail, right? The guy is a gambler. You can't really tell, I don't think, after I cut it. He really needed to stay with his background, but you know what? Whatever. It was a cool looking picture anyways. But yeah, so these are the two classes that we gotta see, right? So let's take a look at some of the things on Harbinger. We have things like the Greater Harbinger of the Arcane, the Greater Harbinger of Focus, and the Greater Harbinger of Time. Now, I don't know what these two do, but I have a feeling this is going to be like a really strong Arcane Surge, and this is probably going to give us power charges, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what this is going to do. Maybe an extension on buffs and debuffs, right? Using like the nodes ahead of it as like context clues. It also gives us the ability of having immunity to curses, chill, and shock while we're channeling, which that's pretty strong on its own. I want to say the Harbinger of Time is already in the game on its own individual belt. And right, I want to say the Tides of Time exists there. And then we also get another node that's just 40% CDR, which is pretty insane if you ask me. Like that's a big fucking node. But the first class that I'm most likely going to play, unless one of these other ones looks cooler, is we're going to be playing the Gambler, right? So a bunch of these nodes are just so funny, and a lot of them are really overpowered, right? When you have things like 50% chance for elemental res to count as being 90 against enemy hits. So the only penalty I get with that is 25 extra res, which it's super easy to overcap res in base PoE now. Anyways, getting to what, 100 res instead of trying to balance 75s is fine, because this doesn't say anything about max res. This just says all res. So this is just going to subtract my baseline resistance, which if I get enough of that, if I overcap that just fine, then that's just a pure buff. On top of the fact that enemies hits have a 50% chance to treat enemy elemental res as inverted, right? This is like the 3% or the 5% chance that we currently have as a mastery. This is literally just giving it to you as a better ascendancy node. Then we have chance to block and chance to block spells, being lucky and unlucky depending on which one of those that you take, unless it somehow rotates between the two, right? I feel like you definitely don't want to have both because that would kind of just cancel itself out. But then the last thing we have is Spectacular Parlay, which is critical luck, lucky critical strike chance, right? Which is pretty big. Damage with hits is unlucky, but if you're always critting because of the lucky crit, that's going to be just super strong. And then we have the 15% chance to deal triple damage and 30% chance to deal double damage with a 25% less damage multi. Honestly, all of these on the Trickster look really good, Trickster. All of these on the Duelist Gambler look really good to me. These are cool too, I guess. I wish the Harbingers would like tell you what they do. But yeah, we're going to see more of these up until the launch of this, which I'm assuming is somewhere around February. I'll definitely keep you guys up to date with the new reveals as well as leading up to the launch, the usual poll that I make of what class should I play, right? First. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with this and future content. And until next time, take care.